Today we're going to talk all about the iPhone 12 announcement, compare the four models, and let you know everything good and bad about them. And with that said, there's a lot to cover, so let's just jump right in and talk about it. All four phones are going to go through and have the 5G coverage. Verizon did have like an extra long segment in the very beginning, basically saying that theirs is the best. So you can expect the 5G, and it's going to be pretty good, but unless you're in a very popular city, you're probably not going to see it for a while. They are also saying it's very secure and it does handle a lot of the different types of 5G. So that's good with 5G, but like I said, you're probably not going to experience it much unless you are in a very populated area like New York City or somewhere like that. The speeds do look great, of course, but they're also showing the best of the best. And they also mentioned that they are bringing 5G to stadiums, so when you go through and watch a game at a stadium, you'll be able to have amazing service and you can kind of watch the game from multiple angles. So this is the first phone with 5G for iPhone, and again, it's going to be all four models. This is the iPhone 12 and what it looks like. There's blue, green, red, white, and black. So they hinted about an orange, but no orange. The blue looks amazing for the cheaper models. Unfortunately, for the more expensive models, it doesn't look as good, which I have no idea why they would do that. Are they trying to make me downgrade? I don't know. We'll get into the other phones in a moment. So what else did they talk about? They showed basically the design, which is very similar to what it was, except for the camera. And the cameras are great. They also have a mini, which is going to be coming out as well. And there are the colors, so you can see them all there. They look good. I like the blue one. The green one's not too bad either. I like the color choice this year. They're getting a little better. They also said that their display is going to be insane, which basically means they more than doubled the amount of pixels than in the iPhone 11, which is awesome. From my understanding, though, they did not change the display, so I believe it's still 60 hertz, which for you gamers stinks, because you want 120 hertz if you're playing a game that's fast-paced and you're playing competitively. So again, gamers kind of get the nudge. By one day they'll get it, but probably won't be this one. Here they also talk about the ceramic shield. They basically engineered a new screen that's 4 times stronger than their strongest. So it will basically deal with drops a lot better and be a lot harder to break. It's tougher than any smart glass. And they talk about how they formed the crystals and made them see-through and all of that. Then they talked about the 5G and the antenna and how it's optimized for it. We get it. 5G. Yeah, they really hit 5G hard. Then they talked about their A14 Bionic. There was a lot of talk about this, which I believe should be because the chip is really good. 1 gigabyte per second in typical conditions. Crazy. It's really, really fast. The chip looks amazing. It also says iPhone 12 only uses 5G when necessary to save battery life. So if it doesn't have it, it would go to what it needs. On the A14, they got a brand new way of creating it, which is awesome. They have a 6-core CPU, which is great, and a 4-core GPU, which is really good for gaming. So you'll be able to go fast and you'll be able to use a lot. You just won't be able to, and it'll look better, but you won't be able to see as fast as it's going, unfortunately. They come back here and give you some more information about the chip. 11 trillion operations per second on a neural engine. That's crazy. 11.8 billion transistors. The iPhone 11 is still the fastest phone before this one, so now Apple is leaps ahead as far as processors come. They also took a big stab at the game Fortnite, which they are having problems with, and basically said the best game ever, making the most money is coming. You know what we're talking about, League of Legends. So League of Legends players will now be able to competitively play on the iPhone. It's a good game. I mean, it's been around for over 10 years, and I think it's going to do well. And then they showed someone holding the iPhone, the blue one. Like I said, blue looks so sweet. If you're going to get one, let me know what color and which one you're going to get. They talked a lot about the camera. A lot. Basically, the gist is the regular one is really good, the Pro is better, and the Pro Max is amazing. They have... Scroll up a little more. Basically, their night pictures are going to be even better, which I've taken a picture the other night in darkness, and man, did it get good. I was really impressed, and I have an iPhone X, so I can only imagine what the new one's going to go ahead and be like. But I am going to be getting it, and I'm going to be getting the Pro Max, which we'll show you in a moment, and with that, I will be doing an unboxing video on that. So they have a new thing called Magsafe for iPhone. Basically, it's like a magnet on the back, and you can snap things like credit cards, folders, you put it in a case, and also it works with batteries. So it's kind of like the watch, if you would think of it that way. It's got a big circle power strip, and you just click right to it, and it sticks. Of course, MagSafe accessories are going to be sold separately, and if you haven't heard, also the charger and the headphones are no longer going to be included with the new iPhones. They are trying to say it is to keep things green and not say that they're being cheap and not giving people and trying to upsell people on accessories, which is probably the true reason they're doing it. They have to spin it, you know, you have to spin it. They talk about zero waste and what they're doing for the environment, which all sounds great. They also said they're able to do 70% smaller box because of the no headphones and no power adapter. They could have got that box smaller even with that. Maybe not 70%, but they could have a lot. There's a lot of wasted space in the box, and it was that way by design to make it look big and extravagant. Steve Jobs would be so mad about this because he was all about things like accessories being included. I mean, he'd be mad that they made a smaller one too. But anyway, it does come with a Lightning to USB-C connector, which it's getting out there. So people are starting to use, but we'll see if it keeps going. They then talk about an iPhone 12 mini, and there it is. We're going to show all the specs of everything as well. I'm going to talk about more of their downfalls. They basically opened some cases here, and they showed that the mini is going to be 5.4 inches, which is bigger than the iPhone 8. So your screen's still going to be bigger, and it's going to be pretty good. 4K, 60 FPS, like I said, and they're both IP68 water resistant, which is good. Here they show a basic thing of everything that they mention. You have haptic touch, water and dust resistant, 2 sizes, so they look good. They look good for phones. Great battery life, it says here, but they haven't really touched on it, and when I looked into it, it's about the same or a little worse than the iPhone 11, so don't expect an upgrade on the battery, of course, because they didn't even mention it. And if they don't mention a battery, guess what? That's what the problem is. iPhone 12 is going to be $699, the mini, and the regular is going to be $799. They show someone holding the mini. He looks like a really big guy, so kind of take it that way. I wish there was a little more to compare the mini to, but there isn't. There's only a $100 difference between the mini and the regular, so I really don't see why people wouldn't just get a regular one. I mean, if you really want a small one, then it works, but if not, I would just go with the $799. Feel like they're not going to get many sales on that. And then they went in more about it. They showed some more pictures. Then they said iPhone 12 Pro is going to have a stainless steel band, 4 finishes, silver graphite, gold, and blue. Unfortunately, the colors are not as good. They're more faded light, and I don't like that. If I had to choose, I don't know. I wanted blue, but then I'm like, I don't like the Pacific blue. I want the darker, like, blue. I might go with gold. I don't know. I haven't chosen, but I need to figure that out. They basically say there's a 6.1, and then on the Max, it's 6.7, which is nice. They really did work on the bezel, so it's gonna be a lot more different because the bezel itself is not gonna go through and be as big, which it's nice, but I kind of like the bezel a bit because then I'm not holding the screen all the time. So it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy that or not. We'll find out because I need a place to hold the phone too. I don't know, maybe I'm just complaining a lot. Am I happy about the phones? Yeah, they're good. They're decent. Got the 5G finally. The zoom in rate is going to be 4x. You're going to be able to zoom in 4 times, which is really good. They show this photo. Here's the ultra wide and then how close they can zoom in. Really cool. It can adjust 5,000 times per second, 5x better than last year. 2 stabilizer. To be honest, when they started talking about the camera, I actually started falling asleep. It got really dry. Unless you're a really big camera buff, all you gotta know is it's just getting better. The light improvement, low light, is getting better. The Pro Max is going to be insane. And then they keep going, talking more about it. Again, yeah. Record in 10-bit HDR recording. The pictures look pretty good. They also mentioned that people will be able to do editing on the phones of their videos, which are nice, at least on the higher models. I believe it's on the Pro line. They talked about LiDAR, which basically like stands for light that is being shot through the phone to kind of find out the range of things. This is good because then it can adjust to where things are and brighten what it needs to and change things. I know it's in the Pro Max and believe it's in the Pro too, but I don't want to say for sure. And then they have all this here. So yeah, the LiDAR is in both. Okay, missed that part earlier, sorry. And then it shows the colors, shows Magsafe, which I think Magsafe is pretty cool. It's just now everyone's got to buy another accessory. They just keep going. They redo that cable as many times as they can. Of course, it'll still work with your old stuff. They did mention that as well. So there's the LiDAR sensor there, and basically showing how it does. All the stats for the camera. 7% more light. And basically the prices, Pro Max is going to be $10.99 and the Pro is $9.99. For the base model, which is 128 gigs, they have moved it up. And here's a full pricing of all of them, except the Pro Max. Pro Max isn't shown here. But basically the Pro Max is, and the Mini. Yeah, the Mini $6.99, the regular $7.99, and then the Pro is $9.99 and the Pro Max is $10.99. And they go into more details. And then they recapped about it. They also did come out with a new HomePod, which is basically like an Alexa for iPhone. It's going to be $99. I think it's a pretty good deal. But I don't know if I want one. If I do, it'd be interesting. So here we can go ahead and check out some more things here. So basically it shows the color. Here's 12, 12 Pro, and the Mini. And the screen size, 5.4, 6.1, 6.7. They're all pretty strong. Pro Max is going to have that stainless steel and that glass back finish. Actually, the other one has glass too. So there are all the stats for them. It's not a huge difference between the Max and the other. The only reason that I really want the Max Pro, one is this, battery life up to 20 hours. So I get an extra 3 hours compared to the regular. And it's only $100 difference. I use my phone a lot. Plus I make videos on it, so it's worth it. Plus the screen will be bigger, easier to see things. Getting older. And then here's the iPhone 12 and it compares it to the other ones. This is on the official Apple site. So you get an idea here. This is a 6.1. And 5G, 17 hours. So there you have it. There are all the devices. I am going with the Pro Max. Probably the blue, but I'm not a huge fan. I think the blue on the other one, on the 12, like I said, is amazing. So check that out if you're interested. Let me know what you're going to get. And if you have any questions on the phones, I'll do my best to answer them. This is new information, so I can look it up if need be. Just go ahead and post it down below. Like I said, 60 hertz is one of the downfalls. No charger, no headphones, battery life the same, maybe a little worse, but it's supposedly optimized, so they're trying to keep those numbers the same, but I don't feel like it is. They need to take that next step forward on the battery. Someone needs to do that. That's what they need to do. Hopefully next year that will be the case. Thanks so much for the view, and here are some other videos to check out.